You know, there's only one thing that's going to make me feel better during a pandemic where a virus is spreading like crazy and everyone's dying left and right. And that's a 70s movie about a pandemic with a virus spreading and everyone dying left and right. It's the Crazies! The Crazies from 1973 is a film from noted horror auteur George Romero, who's responsible for many horror classics that are still well regarded to this day, such as Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Martin of the Dead. The plot's very simple. It concerns a small town in Pennsylvania that's suddenly hit with this virus that's in the water, but none of the townspeople really know what's going on because it basically happens in the middle of the night and they start getting dragged out of their houses and quarantined, and so the townspeople start fighting back and defending themselves. And the title, The Crazies, refers to the behavior that the people with symptoms start to exhibit. You know, they start acting crazy. I bet you can see the social commentaries coming in already. There's stuff about questioning your own sanity, questions of morality. It's all in there. So this movie wastes no time getting started. Within the first 3 minutes, crazy guy burns down a house with his family in it, opening credits, and then we get to the main characters and they're already thrust into the plot. We keep cutting back in between them and military and political personnel kind of trying to decide what to do, and, you know, rooms full of stuffy men going, "Just what the hell are we gonna do about this?" And there's just enough backstory and character development, but not too much so that it's too melodramatic. Breakneck speed throughout, and it kind of reflects the feeling of like, what's going on, and things just progressively getting more and more out of control. That being said, I think one of my only issues with the movie was how at times haphazard the editing was. It wasn't so much a question of pacing, but more some of the mood. It's a little rough around the edges in the way of a lot of kind of low-budget 70s horror movies are. There's this recurring musical sting where every single time it cuts back to the military personnel, it's just like... After a while, it's just like, alright, got it, they're military guys. I just have the snare drum around all the time, just in case. But then sometimes there's like little musical stings that pop up that don't really reoccur very much, so it's a little inconsistent. And I guess you didn't really need like the music that starts playing whenever people start acting a little delirious from presumably from the virus. This movie kind of carries that through line that you would see in 50s sci-fi movies like The Day the Earth Stood Still, for example, where the alien creature is sort of taking the place for Red Scare, the Russians, or the Monsters Do on Maple Street episode of Twilight Zone. It just goes to show that human nature will make people devolve into paranoia and they'll just start tearing each other apart. And to me, that's the real scary stuff. It's not a demonic monster, it's not gory stuff, it's, you know, the enemy that lies within. We're with the soldiers when they burst into people's homes and drag them out. We're with the scientists trying to find the cure. It feels very authentic, and that's backed up by the fact that it was shot on location in Pennsylvania on maybe like a $250,000 budget, and a lot of local people were in there. Apparently a lot of the people in hazmat suits were just local high school students. So it kind of amps up that very authentic, halfway almost documentary kind of feeling that you get out of movies from the 70s like this. You don't get a bunch of overtly gory stuff. You get more of that kind of bright red 70s fake looking blood, and a lot of very, very 70s looking people. Besides a few minor gripes about how the movie was assembled into its finished form, this is a solid horror movie. And this movie really holds up well, both in its message and its execution. What is the message? We're screwed when push comes to shove, buddy. That's it. So if you're like me and you like movies that really get under your skin because they have something to say about the human condition and just humanity in general, then I would recommend this one. And hey, you can seem more knowledgeable about movies when everyone else is talking about Contagion and Outbreak. You could be like, yeah, but have you seen The Crazies? And they'll be like, that movie from 2010. But don't worry, there's plenty of disastrous outbreak movies for all of us to enjoy. And hey, enjoy yourself, folks. Stay safe, stay healthy, and you already know what it is. Stay sexy!